Hey guys, welcome to Girl Talk. We are here in Stoughton at Conant Automotive. Can you hear the sweet sounds of car care? Right, ladies? I can hear it.
Yeah.
All right, well.
It's a lull at the moment.
Yeah, a little quiet right now. I think it'll pick up as they get busier and busier. But, you know, it's nice to be here in Stoughton. I have not spent enough time here since I've moved back to Wisconsin, but I hear it's a really cool place with a lot of good history, right?
Oh yeah, I mean they have the annual Satin de Mai celebration, and I was in marching band. I'm from Evansville,
There you
so
go.
we get to come participate.
You were.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd, yes, I'm a geek.
And we can't overlook the Norwegian heritage. And you guys
Yeah.
Norwegian?
I am not full Irish, as you can probably see.
Kirsten?
Contrary to popular belief with the J in my name, but no, the name is Scandinavian, but I am not. Irish Italian.
Elise?
I don't think so. I'm a lot of different things, but I don't know if I'm Norwegian. What about you?
I'm going to have to do all the heavy lifting
Yeah,
then.
you
Yeah,
are. You're the
it's all on
Norwegian
you.
lady. You're gonna have to guide us through the process here in Stoughton. So.
My dad carries most of the Norwegian, but I will spare you all the Oli and Lena jokes.
I
I'll
was
spare
just
you.
introduced to those. They're hilarious, and they go on forever. There's a joke about everything with Ole and Lena.
Yes, and Sven and Oli too.
There we go. Well, you can break those out later.
Yeah, later.
Sounds good. Well, did you guys have a good week and weekend and all that kind of stuff?
It was fantastic. It was
Yeah.
really beautiful this weekend.
Yeah, we've had some really good weather. I'm really excited about an event. You know, last time we were on, we were talking about a little bit about the charity things that you're working on and some really good causes. And I was lucky enough to talk to a lady from Special Olympics just recently who, yeah, she was telling me about this really cool event that they have going on actually at Lambeau Field called Over the Edge. Yeah, so this is, I guess, the 4th year in a row that they've done this event, and it is basically, she described it so well. She said it's for the cause-conscious thrill seeker. Which I
that
thought
sounds interesting.
perfectly embodied like South Central Wisconsin, right? We've
Yeah,
got all these
sure.
people that want to get into these good causes, but we've got some thrill seekers in town too. So basically what it is you can go to Lambeau Field and actually rappel off the wall. So, yeah, and it's the only, yes. I was terrified of the idea, but it's kind of a cool thing because she said that they actually like train you a little bit before you get started.
Well, that's nice of them too.
Yes, yeah.
So you don't want to wing it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Maybe you can do that. I'm not going to be winging it, but yeah, no, it's a really cool thing. So they kind of train you to do this, and then all the proceeds go to benefit the Special Olympics.
That's fantastic.
Winning. And it's August 9th, so it's a
that's coming
Saturday. Yeah, it's right around the corner, but a neat event for people who are looking to get out and do something different. That
Yes,
benefits
even at
something
Lambeau
good.
Field too. That's incredible. It's
Yeah.
an awesome experience.
I guess it's the only NFL stadium that will like allow anything of the sort. So
Well,
it's
and
kind
if
of
you
neat.
haven't been to Lambeau Field, it's such an experience. Just Green Bay, to be up there, even if it's not on a game day, it's just so much fun. There's so much to do and places to eat.
It's been a while, but I need to get back up there. Revisit my Wisconsin roots.
Yeah, maybe we should all take a trip.
There we go.
Get that on camera, us rappelling down that.
Oh my gosh. That would be a scary episode, but that's okay.
I would be watching you all from the sidelines. Literally.
Go team!
You can just
Cheerleader.
donate to the cause.
Yeah.
You can help us pledge.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, I'm excited to be here in Stoughton. So we've got Stoughton Opera House. That's going to be a cool, segment to get to hear some things that they're doing because I know they've been around for a long time. So we'll get to kind of hear what they've done to revive the Opera House. And
Have you guys heard of that before?
The Opera House?
Yeah, here.
I have, but I've never been to it.
Yeah,
So I'm excited to learn more so that I'll make the trip and actually go.
Yeah, and looking at the pictures online, it was just incredible.
I know.
Beautiful.
Were you
Oh my
wowed?
gosh.
Yeah.
I was
definitely.
really impressed. It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you know, being our resident fiance, did you know that they rent that out for weddings and
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
private
Get married right on stage.
events
That's
and things like
awesome.
that?
Very
so
unique.
imagine watching a wedding from a balcony. Wouldn't that be something different?
That would be neat.
Nice.
very cool.
Yeah.
What else we got? We have the Stoughton Chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll get to check out what is new in Stoughton altogether, what their plans are coming up.
And then we're here on location at Conant Automotive.
Yeah, so hopefully for folks at home who are looking for some tips for cars, us ladies, we need some help, right? You guys are going to have to stay right there because we've got Conant Automotive. They are going to be later in the show, and the Stoughton Opera House is coming up next right here on Girl Talk, so stick around.
Welcome to Girl Talk. We're here in Stoughton, Wisconsin, and we're filming at Conan Automotive. So we're going to go from an automotive shop to the Stoughton Opera House. I'm so happy to introduce our next guest. This is Christina Dahlhausen from the Stoughton Opera.
Yes.
Welcome. Thanks for chatting with us today.
Thank you very much for having me. It's great to be on Girl Talk. I have 3 little boys at home, so I don't get to chat very much with girls. You all look very beautiful today, by the way. Thank you. Thank you.
We need the green.
And I need the reinforcement, so the girl reinforcement.
We
so
need
thank
the bright
you.
colors out here, so kind of girl it up, pretty it up a little bit.
It
Yeah,
balances
with
out the tires behind us.
The tires and the grease and everything else in there. Yeah.
So Christina, I was looking at your website, and I
Yes.
have to admit I was a little embarrassed. I hadn't heard about the Stoughton Opera House, and when I started looking and learning about it, I was wowed.
That's
I
great.
really was impressed with the photographs and the interior. It's really beautiful.
Yes.
Really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep.
And even just as impressive is the history of it. It's a happy story. It
Yes.
really is.
It's a great
Tell us
story.
about that.
Well, basically about the turn of the century or so, Stoughton was a bustling community, Norwegian community, of course, hardworking. They made wagons. They did a lot of great stuff. They were really building up. But the town decided, it's time for us to have like a city hall, a nice central area. And they turned it over to an architect, and the architect came back with some ideas, and it was just kind of a 1 square, really just kind of basic. And they said, no, this isn't going to do it. We have to show off to the other communities in the area, what Stoughton is and what it's all about. So they sent it back to the architect, and the architect came back and said, okay, let's just put an opera house on top of it. So, and they built it all up big, and of course some of these pictures that you may see of the opera house of the outside, you'll see that there's a clock tower on top of it too. So it's this very grand building in the center of town. And of course then it was seated with about 630 seats at that time, all original, all wood seats, of course handmade, and there's beautiful blue walls and tin ceiling and everything else.
Was really neat.
Yeah, everything was just majestic, beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what's great about it, of course, is it was built back in 1901.
Has it been around that long?
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And when it was, of course, built for non-amplified music and speaking, because there was no microphones and no things like that back in the day. And so they built it in a particular way that is able to be acoustically perfect, which lends itself to the musicians that we have here today and the people that we're bringing in today. It's an absolutely pure, amazing music venue. That guy. No, I'm kidding.
He's pretty acoustically sound.
He's acoustically sound too.
You never know what kind of surprises we're going to get outdoors, right?
Yes, that's
And
right.
with an auto shop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
So the history, it's an amazing testament of the town, of how well this place was built, and of course how it built up from today, or where it was and where it is today, and how it's still standing. Of course, they did an extensive restoration in the 1980s, and they brought it all back to speed of how it looked back in 1901.
That's
so
the
every time
real-
you walk in there today, you'll still see that.
Oh, that is so neat. Well, thank you for that history on the Opera House. What about your history? What's your
Oh.
background? How did you end up at the Opera House here in Stoughton?
I think it was probably just dumb luck, maybe. right place at the right time, really.
Perfect
was
luck?
it? Yeah, perfect luck, maybe. And I don't know how I could have even studied to be able to get into the position I am in, or anything. I just think I was in the right place at the right time. I always sang music with my dad when I was a little girl, so music has always been a part of my life. In fact, I'm a singer-songwriter as well, and I kind of do a little bit of that on the side.
Fantastic.
And, sing lullabies to my kids and things like that.
So maybe we'll see you performing on stage one day up there.
Actually, in fact, in the last couple of years, you know how some people do music, like intros to shows? That's me. That's what I do, is I come out and I say, hey, welcome to the Opera House. And everybody goes, hello, Christina. It's a very warm, welcome, wonderful place.
cheers,
And,
right?
Yes, there's cheers.
And you guys actually seat a good number of people, and I know you guys put on quite a bit of shows throughout the
We
year.
do.
Do you have
We
any
do.
kind of idea, estimate of how many per year
Yes.
you're doing?
Well, just to give you an estimate on how much this has grown, or an idea on how much this has grown here in the last few years, is we used to put on, maybe when I started in 2006, maybe 15 shows, 20 shows a year. And now it's up to 90 plus shows a year, and we're always adding mystery guests and people on to schedule
Mystery
and things.
guests.
Yes.
So how do people buy tickets? Where can they go?
Well, one of the best places is StoughtonOperaHouse.com. We have online ticketing. Even though it's an old opera house, we are getting into the modern times. We're trying.
Excellent. So that's going to be the place for people to go to see what's playing, what your highlights are for
Absolutely.
the season, and how to get tickets.
Yep. And
thank you so much for coming in today.
You're very
I
welcome.
look forward to visiting and seeing it in
absolutely.
person.
Yep, I'll be there.
Thank
We'll
you.
be right back with more Girl Talk.
Welcome back to Girl Talk. We are here in Stoughton at Conant Automotive. Right now, I'm very excited to introduce you to Eric O'Dial, the Executive Director of the Stoughton Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, thanks for coming.
Well, thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, so tell me what's going on with Stoughton. Why are you the hidden gem of Dane County?
Yeah, I like to think of us as the hidden gem of Dane County. We're not ones to toot our own horn, but we're really wanting to do that because there's a lot of great things that have been going on in Stoughton that I think people should know about. And some of the things that have been happening, the city has been working on a new development just out west here. They're hoping to put in I think it's like 140-acre retail shopping area, and that second phase would then include like a newer neighborhood. And then
You shouldn't tell us that.
Yeah, shopping and real estate, I'm sold.
And then we also the city also purchased an additional 36 acres just adjacent to the business park. So that land is ready for a business to relocate, to expand. We want folks to know that we're kind of open for business, kind of like what Governor Walker said back about Wisconsin is open for business. Well, Stoughton is open for business. We have a new brewery that's coming. It will be opening shortly, and another restaurant downtown that's opening. And then our kind of jewel for the center of town is a 15,000 square foot Norwegian Heritage Center.
Yay!
All right, Janet.
Go Norwegians!
There you go, yeah.
I'm your girl.
Yes, you will come.
So you mentioned this. Isn't Stoughton known for its Norwegian heritage?
Yes, it is. A lot of folks will know of it. And someone mentioned earlier the Sit in My Parade, and that's kind of our festival that we have in May. But we like to honor that tradition and that heritage and that culture. It's kind of something unique about our community. But we're also a lot more than that. And we just want people to know that we have, Stoughton is corporate headquarters to many international companies in the area. So Stoughton Trailers, Nelson Global Products, Universal Silencer, things that most people probably don't know. So Stoughton's a great place for you to earn a living and then also raise your family here because we're just a wonderful community.
Got a lot going on.
Yeah, and there's a lot going on. We know we can come shopping and have lunch and get a beer at the
Go to the
brewery.
Opera House.
Go to the Opera House. We've got all kinds of things to do. And you mentioned it's a great place to raise a family. There's that business aspect of it, but talk to us a little bit about some things for families. Why would a young couple trying to raise a family, what mainly would be a good draw for them?
Right. I think, I have family. I have a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old, and when you start looking at places to come to raise your family, you want to look at the resources and kind of opportunities for your kids, and really Stoughton has a lot to offer in that. We have, a great rec department that has tons of activities for kids. We have a movie theater. We have,
I didn't know that.
I think one of the main things is we're a very safe community. So it's a community that you can let your kids ride their bike around town and you don't have to be scared or worried that something bad's going to happen. We have fishing and
being a realtor in the Dane County area, I hear from a lot of buyers are like, oh, Stoughton's just so far. It's really not.
No,
it's just
it's not.
right down 51 and you get a lot for your money in Stoughton.
And we like to consider ourselves not a suburb. We're really more our own community, but we are so close that you can kind of have those benefits of being closer to a larger metropolitan area.
What I was just thinking too was like, man, you got so much. Like you really don't have to leave Stoughton.
You don't.
You've got so much, but it's still got that small town charm.
Yep. And I mean, another thing we have here is our hospital. We have a hospital in our area. We have 3 clinics. So as a parent, your kid's sick, you can go right here in town. You can have them taking care of the urgent care in town. There's clinics. You don't have to take and drive them to Madison.
What can you tell us about the school district?
Yeah,
I know
the school
that's
district
important.
is really up and coming. I mean, they have one of the largest. Their graduation rate has just one of the top 3, I think, in Dane County. Wow. We have a STEM program. I don't know if you know what that means. It's science, technology, engineering, and math.
Wow.
So that's, you know, kind of that digital technical area. We
Yeah.
have some of these programs now moving into the middle school. And the one thing that I'm really excited about that we've started is a thing called, it's a state-of-the-art digital fab lab. And this is a place where kids in our high school can go and take these classes and do hands-on experience using those stem cell principles.
Cool.
And we're one of only 2 high schools in the U.S. that has this. I mean, it's just really kind of exciting.
That's incredible.
And it was
you know?
a thing that came about through a lot of community effort, through some other businesses in town that really wanted to put this program. So kids have a great opportunity to access that.
Right.
And great sports. And we have
Right.
I think our quiz bowl has made nationals the last 3 years in a row. So just a lot of great things. Community support. We're really excited about.
Great schools, historic homes, new developments.
Yep.
Business is growing.
Yep,
So much to
downtown.
do in Stoughton.
And fun stuff to do.
Fun stuff
I
to
mean,
do.
We've got the Opera House if you
Yeah.
like music. We have a community theater.
All right.
I mean, the list goes on.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
thank
And
you.
you know, people come check out Stoughton. Visit
Yep.
Stoughton. We will be right back with more Girl Talk.
All right, guys, welcome back to Girl Talk. So this is the segment you've been waiting for, as you've been wondering why we've been sitting in front of these tires and hearing all this great automotive work going on behind us. It is because we have Joe from Conan Automotive, who is going to give us some tips and tricks of the trade for us ladies who need a little help. So I know we do, right?
Yeah. How do you change blinker fluid?
How do you change blinker fluid?
That's the one you
figure it out.
Oh my gosh. Well, we were kind of saying before we had you on, which is, you know, a lot of guys growing up get a lot of sort of basic tips, you know, from dad, right? That's kind of like a father-son bonding moment, is you kind of learn how to change the oil, you get some basic tips. We kind of miss out on that as women growing up. At least I know I did. You know, my mom took me shopping. So,
Yeah.
And it wasn't for tires. But so what do you think are some maybe like basic tips if you had to, like, you know, 101 for dummies, things that women should be paying attention to that sometimes when you see them coming into your shop, you know, men or women, that get neglected sometimes?
Well, the biggest thing is I'd like to just quickly point this out, that we enjoy having the female customer, because the females will ask questions. You'll ask what's wrong, what your vehicle needs, what's required for maintenance, whereas a man, and hopefully I don't offend anybody, we know everything. We'll tell what we need fixed.
Yeah.
We don't want to know what's going on. We know what's going on. And unfortunately, that's a big roadblock. Where as far as females come in, it's a nicer, we can actually get the job done better dealing with the female customer, because you will ask what's wrong and we will advise you of that.
We're trying to learn.
And
Yeah.
fact is, the females hold the checkbook. So ultimately, the husband has to call the wife to get the okay.
You're a smart man. You know who makes the decisions.
But as far as a good advice is, if you're in our area, obviously give us a shot. But the biggest thing is the trust factor. Go into a shop, look on, you know, do your internet search, and don't go with a shop that has all 5 stars. Go with the shop that's honest, that's going to put the bad review in there, saying, okay, they didn't fix my car right. Okay, well, they tried to make it up to you.
Right.
Because
Yeah, the
nobody's
important
perfect.
thing is, like, how did they correct that? I think is
Correct,
bigger
yeah.
than, you know,
That's
everyone can make mistakes, but if you stand by your service and give someone a chance to make it right, I think
Customer
that says
service
more.
is the key.
Yeah.
Customer service is the key.
And I was talking to you about this earlier. I mean, my dad was my mechanic growing up, and now he's not there anymore. I'm not around where he's at, and so it's hard to find someone that you trust. You know, that's not going to try to scam you or maybe not fix
Right.
the problem correctly. And I think with your business, what I found from your website is that you have some shining stars there. Like 2011, you were voted the best local business by the
Yes.
FSA. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
And how about 2012? You were ranked like 75 out of how many people? I mean,
1,500 shops.
Can you talk to us?
Ooh,
Like,
that's nice.
Right?
well, what does that entail? Why did you get such awesome recognition?
Well, just honest integrity.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we're not perfect. We make mistakes, but we take care of it.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. I mean, we make mistakes every day. We're human. And the whole idea is taking care of it. And customer service is the key to everything.
Well, that's how you build your repeat base, because they're just going to keep coming back to you.
Yes.
Are there certain vehicles that you specialize in, or?
Nope, all makes and models.
Okay.
Yep, sometimes we even have old farm equipment, tractors,
Cool. You do it
stuff
all?
like that.
What do you think is the most common thing that you see coming in? That you know, what is one or two really common things that you guys work on a regular basis?
Well, what we like to see is the majority maintenance. Like customer comes in and gets their service intervals at like the 60,000 mile, the 100,000 mile service, because ultimately that saves you money. Instead of repair costs, you're only doing maintenance.
Right.
And there's a big difference in the money.
Right.
So a lot of times people just skip that, or they don't think about it, or
Right.
life gets busy. But I guess it's very important to get it done preventative,
Well,
so you don't
fortunately,
have bigger
we
problems.
have the technology where if we collect like the information like email, cell phone, we can text you, we can email you, and the computer, our computer will actually tell us or advise that, yep, at 3,000 miles you're going to be at this certain time, so we'd like to get you scheduled in and take care of your vehicle then.
Really nice.
awesome.
We need the reminders.
I need
when you're busy.
reminders.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're located here in Stoughton. I know that you do kind of participate in a lot of their organizations and
Yep.
events. What do you do here for your community?
Well, give back a lot to the community. We promote the Stoughton Fair quite a bit. We have a car show coffee break coming up here on the 16th of August.
Oh, cool.
That'll be fun. And just various organizations. The Little League, we support that heavily. Basically everything that somebody, that they come down and ask, we generally give to.
I haven't heard of the car show coffee shop. Did I get that right?
Coffee break.
Coffee break. Car
Well,
show coffee break.
The
What is
coffee
that all
break
about?
actually originated in Stoughton, believe it
Okay.
or not. And they have a day or a morning set up where we have I believe it's a 5-mile walk, run. We have a car show, and then we have like a brew off where they'll have possibly 10 microbreweries come down and have you sample and vote on the
Cool.
best tasting
So,
coffee.
Coffee break and beer break sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a
They
little
don't
workout
advertise
too,
that in the
well-rounded.
No, but it's a good time, and it's only it's till 3 o'clock on that Saturday, and it's a relaxing day.
And what's that date again?
August 16th.
August 16th, okay.
Yeah,
A
that
little
sounds
planning
fun.
time.
All right.
Good.
And I understand you're thinking of putting together an informative session
Yes,
for women, right?
a
Where they can
ladies'
come in.
night, yep.
Ladies' night.
And it would be basically, I would invite, hopefully we get at least 10 to 20 females that would just be, it would be an informative night. Like the question you asked me, what am I in store for? What should I look for? And even if you don't come to our shop, we'd give you some pointers to, okay, this is what you look for and this is what you look out for,
Absolutely.
and so on.
Well, I'll be there. Gosh,
Yeah, I need
that.
the pointers myself.
Well, and sometimes they're just such subtle differences. Like, you shouldn't be low on oil, but then I tend to overdo things. But it's worse to have too much oil rather than not
Yes.
enough, right?
Yeah.
So,
All these
it's,
little
yeah.
I
tricks
don't
of the
even
trade
remember
that
the
we
last
miss
time I
out.
checked my oil, like where it was at. Sorry, Dad. I need to see you sooner than I think.
Right.
Well, we look forward to those tips, and I think Ladies' Night will be, a huge success because, like I said to you when we kind of got started, is sometimes we miss out on some of those basics. And if you've got a place that is willing to not only educate you, but also that is honest and, just has a commitment to making it right, even if you're not here in Stoughton, it's worth the drive. So we really appreciate
Yeah.
it, Joe,
Thank
for
you.
all the tips
Thank you.
here at Conan Automotive. And we're out of time, you guys. Can you believe it? That's it for us for Girl Talk today. Please join us next time.